King Alaric ruled the Kingdom of Everbright, a land known for its lush fields and bountiful harvests. He was a kind king, always taking time to listen to his subjects and show compassion to those in need. He was a fair king, known for his just decisions and unwavering commitment to justice. He was also very wise, often found in his library, poring over ancient scrolls and seeking knowledge to better his kingdom. The people of Everbright loved their king dearly. They celebrated his reign with joyous festivals and heartfelt cheers. They trusted him to make good decisions, believing in his wisdom and kindness to guide them through any challenge. One year, a big problem came to Everbright. No rain fell for months. The rivers dried up and the once fertile fields turned barren. The crops withered under the relentless sun. The people were worried, their faces etched with concern. King Alaric was worried too. He stood on the castle balcony, looking out over his parched kingdom, his heart heavy with the burden of his people's suffering. He wanted to help his people. He thought and thought, pacing his chambers late into the night, staring at maps and ancient texts, searching for a solution. He talked to his advisors, gathering them in the grand hall for urgent discussions. They debated and deliberated, but no one had a solution. The advisors, usually so full of wisdom, could only shake their heads in uncertainty. The drought was unlike anything they had ever faced. The king knew he had to do something. He couldn't let his people suffer. With a determined heart, he decided to take matters into his own hands. He decided to go to the Whispering Woods, a place of ancient magic and untold wisdom. He hoped to find answers there. The woods were known for their magic and wisdom, a place where the trees whispered secrets and the air was thick with enchantment. Perhaps he would find an answer there, among the ancient trees and mystical creatures. With hope in his heart, King Alaric ventured into the Whispering Woods, determined to save his kingdom. King Alaric walked deep into the woods, his footsteps barely making a sound on the soft forest floor. The air was thick with the scent of pine and earth, and the canopy above filtered the sunlight into a gentle green glow. The trees whispered secrets in the wind, their leaves rustling like ancient pages turning. It was as if the forest itself was alive, sharing its wisdom with those who would listen. Animals watched him with curious eyes, peeking from behind bushes and branches. Deer, rabbits, and birds seemed to sense the importance of his journey. The king felt a sense of peace wash over him, a calmness that he hadn't felt in a long time. The worries of his kingdom seemed to fade away, replaced by the tranquility of nature. He knew he was close to something important. Then he saw it, a glimmer of light through the trees, guiding him forward. A magnificent oak tree stood tall in a clearing, its branches stretching out like welcoming arms. It was a sight to behold, ancient and wise. Perched on a branch was a wise old owl, its feathers ruffled slightly by the breeze. It seemed to be waiting for him. Its eyes shone with ancient wisdom, reflecting the knowledge of countless generations. The king felt a shiver run down his spine. "Wise owl," said the king, his voice steady but filled with urgency. "My kingdom is in trouble. We have no rain. Our people are suffering. Can you help us?" His plea hung in the air, heavy with desperation. The owl looked at the king with knowing eyes as if it could see into his very soul. "King Alaric," it hooted, "your heart is true." The owl's voice was soft but powerful, echoing through the clearing. "But to bring rain, you must prove your worth." The king knew this was just the beginning of his quest. The owl explained the first test. "Go to the Crystal Lake," it said. "Wait there for 3 days. Do not leave no matter what." The king was puzzled. How would waiting help bring rain? But he trusted the owl's wisdom. He went to the lake and sat down. The first day was easy. The king enjoyed the peace and quiet. The second day was harder. He felt restless and impatient. He missed his comfortable bed. The third day was the hardest. The sun beat down. The king was tired and thirsty. But he remembered his promise. He would not give up. Suddenly, a tired traveler stumbled into the clearing. He was hot, hungry, and thirsty. The king felt pity for the traveler. He wanted to help, but he also remembered his promise to the owl. He could not leave the lake. The traveler begged for water. He said he would surely die without it. The king's heart ached. He knew he had to help. He gave the traveler his own water. He offered him food and shade. The traveler was so grateful. He thanked the king for his kindness. Just then, two villagers came running up. They were arguing loudly. They both claimed ownership of a prize cow. "Your Majesty!" cried the first villager. "This man is trying to steal my cow." "Lies!" shouted the second villager. "This cow belongs to me." The king listened carefully to both sides of the story. He examined the cow. He looked for any markings or signs. Finally, he made his decision. He decided to split the cow's milk between the two villagers. Each villager would get half. That way, both would benefit from the cow. The villagers agreed, and the argument ended peacefully. Suddenly, the sky darkened. Clouds gathered overhead, swirling ominously as if nature itself was preparing for a grand spectacle. Rain began to fall, gently at first, then harder and harder. The drought was over. The wise owl appeared, perched high in the ancient oak tree, its eyes gleaming with knowledge. "King Alaric," it hooted, its voice echoing through the forest. "You have passed the tests of wisdom and virtue. You have shown patience, kindness, and fairness in the face of adversity. Your heart remained pure and your actions just. You are worthy to rule Everbright," the owl declared, its wings spreading wide as if to bless the king. The king returned to his people, his heart swelling with pride and gratitude. He walked through the village, greeted by the smiling faces of his subjects. He was welcomed with cheers and celebrations. The village square was alive with music and laughter, a testament to the joy his return had brought. He addressed his people with a kind expression, his voice filled with warmth and sincerity. "Together we have endured the trials," he said, "and together we shall prosper." And so, the kingdom of Everbright thrived. The rains came regularly, nourishing the land and filling the rivers. The once parched earth now teemed with life. The crops grew tall and strong, their golden heads swaying gently in the breeze. The fields were lush and green, a sight that filled the hearts of the villagers with hope. The people remembered the lessons the king had learned and shared them with their children. They worked together, helping one another and building a community based on trust and respect. Be patient, be kind, be fair, and you will always be rewarded. Under the golden sunset, the village of Everbright stood as a beacon of wisdom and harmony, a testament to the power of a wise and kind heart.